Okay, let's just jump into it. Germany's Chancellor is facing a growing backlash over recent remarks on migration, and the reaction has snowballed fast. Here's the quick timeline so you're fully up to speed. First, the spark. The Chancellor made comments about migration and asylum policy. Critics say it framed the issue too bluntly, supporters calling it overdue honesty, opponents calling it divisive. The remarks centered on tightening controls, speeding up decisions, increasing returns for rejected cases, paired with language about capacity and integration pressure. Within hours, the pushback began. Opposition leaders accused him of pandering and politicking on people's lives. Members inside his own governing coalition publicly asked for clarifications, some warning the rhetoric risks stigmatizing vulnerable people. Migration advocates and NGOs said the framing ignores legal obligations under EU and international law, especially for asylum seekers. Day 2, the story expands. State premiers, especially from regions handling higher arrivals, pressed for concrete funding and clearer federal guidelines. Police unions and local administrators chimed in about resources reception centers and case backlogs. On social media, the clip of the original remarks went viral, spawning trending hashtags both for and against. By day 3, Europe takes notice. EU officials and neighboring governments reminded everyone that border policy, asylum procedures, and returns are shared responsibilities under EU pacts. Some framed the Chancellor's push as aligning with broader European trends towards stricter external borders, others warned about undercutting humanitarian standards. Now, the pivot. The Chancellor's office moved to clarify. A spokesperson emphasized that Germany's right to asylum remains intact, that the focus is on faster, fairer decisions. Quicker protection for those who qualify, quicker returns for those who don't, and more support for municipalities. They also flagged plans to expand legal pathways like work visas to reduce irregular routes. Meanwhile, protests formed in major cities, some in solidarity with migrants, others demanding tougher enforcement. Police reported largely peaceful gatherings with a few tense moments, and organizers on both sides called for more dialogue. Where this goes next? Parliament will likely debate specific measures, resources for local governments, processing timelines, cooperation with countries of origin. Courts could get involved if any new rules conflict with constitutional protections or EU law. Coalition politics matter. If partners feel boxed in, expect hard negotiations and possible concessions on integration funding and legal migration channels. Why this matters beyond Germany. Other EU countries are grappling with the same mix. Aging workforces needing labor communities feeling strain and asylum systems under pressure. How Germany balances enforcement capacity and compassion will ripple across EU policy and future deals. Two things can be true at once. Communities need workable systems and predictable funding, and people fleeing war or persecution have rights that must be protected. The real test isn't just the headline, it's whether policy matches the values Germany says it stands for, and whether it actually works on the ground. I'll keep tracking the votes, the legal challenges, and any concrete policy changes that follow these remarks. Let me know what you want unpacked next. Asylum law basics, EU returns rules, how municipalities fund integration.